And it is my dream not only to help his dreams come true, but I want to help other kids' dreams come true. And that's where this Lamborghini, Sway, and VinWiki can really come together to make childhood dreams come true. What I'm presenting is not only an opportunity for something interesting to happen with this vehicle, but is an opportunity to change lives, to empower future gearheads, future engineers, enthusiasts of the next generation. Kids that might not get to experience a Lamborghini, give them a ride. I got a ride in a Lambo when I was 8 years old, and it changed my life. And I want to pass that forward. I want to allow kids to experience the same thing. If it sparks an interest in cars, if it just puts a smile on their face, there's so many ways that we can help all the children, special needs children, neurotypical children, mental health children. I mean, the possibilities are endless. My life is all cars, all motorsports. Everything I put my heart and soul into has always been cars, up until one point where I became a father. Now I actually have 2 children, and my perspective has changed on cars and life in general, as most people do, understandably. And I'm not always excited to build the most wild, rowdy, fast, dangerous car out there because, well, I'm a father and I got to get home and I still got to put food on the table. I have a full-time job. Oliver's my firstborn. He is now 4 years old, and I have a secondborn, Connor, who's 6 months old. Now, my world changed when I became a father, especially with Oliver. When he was about 8, 9 months old, he wasn't meeting his milestones, and we did some testing and we found out that he had some special needs. Now, he has cerebral palsy and a rare genetic disorder that doesn't even have a name. There's only 200 or less people in the United States, actually across the world, who have been diagnosed with this genetic disorder. It's called CTNNB1. It doesn't even have a name. It's just based on the genetic mutation of a certain strand of DNA. And as you see, Oliver is thriving. His progress is amazing. He spends upwards of 10 therapies per week. He does physical therapy, occupational therapy, swim therapy, horse therapy, speech therapy. He goes to a special needs school. Oliver's therapies are very expensive, and insurance only covers a portion of them. They're very expensive, so we actually are sponsored by a foundation that helps pay for some of his therapies. They've paid for very intensive therapies that insurance denies. They also pay for his horse therapy every week that is very expensive, and this is called mpfic.org. I'll link it in the description down below.
By all accounts, Oliver was a very determined and happy little boy. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and a genetic mutation. Our foundation funds intensive hypnotherapy at Horse Center for Oliver.
It's just really a blessing to our son to be able to get the services that we're unable to provide for
We
him.
also paid for a summer program of intensive therapy at the Napa Center, which his insurance denied. In the last year, Oliver went from just crawling to being able to take some independent steps.
And being a parent of a child with special needs, just having that extra support is just so meaningful. I don't even think we can express our gratitude. We're really blessed for the Marian Harmon Foundation.
Your donations matter. Please help us by opening your hearts and continuing to support these kids.
She is a lawyer who helps children who have been critically injured from birth or after birth, and she helps them. She puts on fundraisers. She's an amazing woman here in Orange County. She's got billboards on the freeway, and she holds galas and fundraiser events, which I think the Lamborghini could help. She raffles off her plane, her house in Vegas, her boat that she has, and people pay big money, and every single dollar at these galas and at the events, silent auctions, go towards the children. Like my son, who would not be able to go to these therapies and to thrive and have their dreams come true if it wasn't for this foundation. So I would like to put the Lamborghini up for auction, not for purchase, but just for rides, for maybe a weekend. You know, she sets up trips to Vegas. Maybe we do a raffle with, you know, take my Lamborghini to Vegas for a week, or drive to Santa Barbara, and we have a Santa Barbara hotel, you know, maybe give us a couple nights comp for the foundation. Or, you know, maybe we even pay for it, because at the end of the day we'll probably get several $1,000s for a weekend getaway with a Lamborghini to Santa Barbara. The Shea Center, where he does his horse therapy, also they do these same events, silent auctions, galas, barbecues. They always are looking for things to raffle off to help the children. So we can also do events like that. There's Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't know exactly how the organization works, but just to give kids ride in a Lamborghini. There's a children's hospital right up the street in Orange that you know, we can work with I'm sure they have foundations, give kids rides in a Lamborghini, or, you know, maybe let their dad borrow it and they can go out for a couple hours and take the Lamborghini for lunch. These are opportunities to help change thousands of kids' lives can be reached. And this car, I do not believe, is going to be a perfect car. It's not going to be, you know, it's never going to win any shows. It's the title, the history behind it, I think is rich. It's got a lot of history behind it, and I think that story in itself is worth telling. And we can add to those stories. We can add children's dreams coming true. We spark interest in kids. We can provide a passion for children, and with not a whole lot of money. And one other thing I'd like to throw out there as well, Sway and Vin Wiki and Ed, if this car does come to me, I could even vow or put it in a contract that one day, if I ever choose not to have the car anymore, or I do want to sell it, what we could do is put it up on an auction site, and there, you know, eBay, or maybe Cars and Bids, or bring a trailer, and for whatever the proceeds are that are made above my investment in the vehicle, I'd like to pay myself back. But let's say make $50,000, $60,000, that can go to charity as well. That can go to St. Jude's or a children's hospital or a foundation like Marion Parman Foundation for Injured Children, or it could go to research for Oliver CTNNB1. It's a very rare disease. There's a couple studies going on. The medical field, a couple $100,000 doesn't go very far, and over the past years, that's all the entire world has been able to raise for the CTNNB1. So any bit of money they can get for the genetic research of that syndrome is just helps immensely. It enriches the lives of these children. So that's what I'm presenting. I'll take the Lamborghini. I would love to do DIY videos. I can, you know, do things in my garage to help cut costs. I know they basically will probably eat brakes, tires. I know the clutches on those things are insane. I have another YouTube channel called Road Patina. I'll link that down below. Only based on cars. I'm building a Subaru, my Toyota Tundra, on that channel. I didn't want to put this video on that channel because I don't want to get subscribers too excited for a Lamborghini that I might not get. But these cars, particularly the Lamborghini, has always been a lifelong goal of mine and a car goal to one day have a Lamborghini. And one day, maybe if the engine goes, or we drive it so much the thing's got 150,000 miles on it, and it's been bumpers have been put back on it, and it's been repainted 5 more times, then, you know, if the engine goes, then, you know what, at that point maybe I can consider doing something wild. But everything's been done. I don't know what else you could do to it. I mean, you can do another off-road Lamborghini. You can do an LS-powered twin-turbo manual Lamborghini, or a Tesla-powered Lamborghini, a K20 turbo Lamborghini. I mean, there's so much stuff. I mean, you know, you could do group buys and buy multiple Lamborghinis, or you're selling Lamborghinis all off at one time. This has all been done before, and it's not the most original. It will get views, and I know in a corporate sense that is desirable, but I think to really help make an impact in the world, I think it really starts with the children. Children that are looking for a future, children that are looking for a smile, children that are looking for hope. It is a passion of mine, not only because I have a child with special needs, but I see dozens of kids every week at all the therapies, at all the hospitals, all the specialists we go to that need hope. They need to be happy. They're just babies. They're just children. They're in hospital beds. they're in therapy units. They just need something. And I believe that with Sway, VinWiki, I believe we can actually accomplish this. I really hope you guys will consider selling the vehicle to me, and I really appreciate the opportunity. If the vehicle doesn't go to me, I beg and urge and please that it actually does go to somebody that's not going to just chop it up and wide body it and put airbags on it and put 20-inch deep dish 3-piece wheels and crazy wings and twin turbo V10 powered. I mean, there's got to be more to this vehicle. There's a history behind it. There's a lot of stories, and just think of the VinWiki stories that we could tell if this gets in the right hands. So if it doesn't go to me, I hope some foundation gets it. I hope it's in parades. I hope it's in hospital parking lots. I hope it's at elementary schools and therapies. I really hope, and my dream is to have this car impact positively as many children as possible. Thank you.